About to get serious and start to do the introductions.
All right.
Give me just a few, about 30 seconds, and we'll do that.
Everybody pose.
Oh, that's a good pose.
I know. Justice is really good. I like it.
3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I didn't see you come in. I didn't see you come in.
Look at that. Look at that.
How's that look?
Oh.
Is that worth the wait? Probably not, but.
Am I in the? Oh, I'm centered. I'm centered.
There.
It's gonna be way off.
I'm going to be moving around so much in this little frame. Jesus.
Yeah, I made sure we only get about half of Josh's face because that's all we can have.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
That's all I need. That's all I need. Jeez.
I know.
All right. So
Maybe cry otherwise.
Now there's going to be a delay, obviously, for the guys talk for us in here, what we see on stream and what's there, and.
I think we have an echo. Do we have an echo?
Yeah, if anybody's on Twitch, make sure it's muted. I'm going to keep Twitch open in case chat has any questions.
Mine is muted.
Mine's muted.
I'm actually going to turn mine off. I feel like it's going to be a distraction for me watching myself on TV.
Yeah, I usually minimize it myself. I just like to have it up because, for the most part, if there's anybody in chat or anything on
Is it me or does it look really pixelated on my?
I think it might be a little pixelated.
It's pixelated. It's pixelated.
Now the
I think let's go with it for now.
Here's the problem, everybody, and I apologize. We'll work on stream quality. The problem is that until you get affiliate, there's just really nothing we can do for anybody that has maybe latency issues or low stream problems. We're broadcasting it at about as high as we can, but we don't want to go too high because then we'll cut out people that have slower connections. We're going to work on that and continue. This is the first time we're playing, guys. Everybody out there listening, we appreciate everybody here. It's still a work in progress. It's season 1. Stick with us and hang out and enjoy it. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, with that, I guess we'll start with introductions. As you can see, Chris Perrin as the master of Mecha. I'll let him start us off a little bit, and then we'll start with starting the top left and work.
Well, welcome everybody. We appreciate you coming out tonight to watch the first episode of MECHA: A War of Houses. Some of you may know that. Josh, how many years did we say it was? 10 years ago. I published a little game of indie mecha fighting called MECHA, because lots of words and lots of words and boring and make it easy to find. So MECHA. Over the years, we've published several different studies for MECHA. I've always believed that you could take any genre you want and combine it with MECHA, and it would be awesome. So with the should have been upcoming release of Dune in a couple months, I thought, hey, let's do Dune. But with MECHA. So I gathered this motley crew together, and we decided it would be fun to do MECHA and Dune. So the best part is with Dune, the movie's release being delayed by a year. We are the best source of entertainment and original content that you can find anywhere on the internet. Yeah, right. I mean, I can't think of anywhere else. I'd rather be on the one.
So until they say otherwise, this is all canon.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Until the cease and desist letter arrives.
Until we get sued by the Herbert estate.
All we have to do is hold up the prequels and be like, we were better than this. Just stop. Stop. Sorry, anyway, that's another story.
All publicity is good publicity.
I agree.
Not all lawsuits are good lawsuits.
True. So, basically, again, my name's Chris Perrin. Giant robots are my thing. Which is why I made this game in the first place. And I really like Dune. So it's kind of why we came together. I will do a little bit more of an introduction on the setting and some of the rules and that kind of thing. But I want everybody else to introduce themselves. So, I think we said starting in the top. You laugh.
That me?
I believe so.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Nora, and I do music and videos and a lot of other things. I have a lot of hobbies. And that's about it. You can find me at Failed Saves on Twitter. You're next.
Who's next?
I think Josh wants to go next.
All right, I'm Josh Hogue. I write books. I work in a hospital. You can find me at Cyclops 2500 on Twitter. I like games.
Okay.
Games are fun.
Games are fun.
Cameron.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Cameron. I am a podcaster. I'm on Tokyo Lives, a Giant Monsters podcast. I'm also working on some other projects that haven't launched yet because finishing things is difficult. I have been paying a lot of attention to Power Ranger and Transformer fandoms lately, and I've been playing old hastily made DOS games from the early 90s.
Do you have a favorite?
Corridor 7 is particularly awful. Doom clone, which your guns maybe work or maybe don't. Kind of depends.
Neat.
And there are force fields, but they don't do anything.
It's a fun mechanic.
I think you're right.
I'll let Mike go next.
Okay.
Okay. I like to call myself a geek of all trades. I've been gaming for more years than I care to admit. I'm fairly new to the world of mecha, however. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. And you can find me on Twitter at WKWN.
You're working on something for us, aren't you? Didn't make that up.
Nope, you didn't make that up. I am working on a superhero game system for Chris and Mark. So, see how that goes.
All right, Mark. No more putting it off. Tell us about yourself.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mark Reed, or as I'm popularly known, Not That Obvious. I run a Twitch stream very sporadically. Also on Twitter at Not That Obvious. The obvious has 0 instead of an O. I'm the general, game partner person that works with Chris on publishing Mecha and a various swath of other things that we're working on. But tonight we're celebrating Mecha. That's sort of our focus and what we're trying to do. So we're looking forward to having fun tonight and playing a game. I'll let Chris take over the Master of Mecha, and we will learn about Mecha. We're gonna get started here, and we'll introduce we'll go through our characters after we sort of lay the groundwork of how Mecha. So.
Yeah. Take it away, boss.
All right, so welcome to the world of Dune. Know that it's the year 10,073. I agree.
Good one.
Exactly. That would put it 18 years before the start of the book of Dune. So, if you are fans of Dune and Dune canon, we're going to do everything we can to be as canonful right up to the point where we start playing this game. We're the House Cespedenaya. Or the characters are. I'm the Mecha Master, so I get to be everybody else. And currently, House Cespedenaya is in charge of the planet Arrakis, also known as Dune. Dune is very important in galactic politics because it is the only known source of the spice melange. Melange is very important as it does several things. If you are rich and in the upper crust, you ingest massive amounts of it, and it extends your life. If you like space travel, which is essential to the operation of the Imperium, the Spacing Guild navigators use it to fold space, that is, to travel without moving from place to place. It's also essential in the Bene Gesserit's truth-saying drugs, and it gives them a source of their powers. So basically, the powers that be really, really, really like the spice melange. It is essential to the operation of the Imperium, and House Cespedenaya has been the faithful keeper of this planet for about a decade now, largely because while their industry as a house has largely been entertainment, along with entertainment, they also have become the masters of information. That is important. So, if you know anything about Dune, the house is based in Arakeen, based where the Atreides were and the Harkonnen were until during the events in Dune. So that should give you some idea of place if you like this, if you like Dune at all. The thing you should know about Arrakis is that it is a desert planet. There's no precipitation at all. So there's lots of sand everywhere, and it is important to really everything that there's no plant life, there's nothing. There's only sandworms. Sandworms live underneath the sands, and they're connected to the spice in ways that we as players may know, but as characters, it's still a mystery. One thing that is for certain, they're attracted to all rhythmic vibrations, such as spice harvesting and the walking of Mecha. So
they love that bass.
They kill anything that operates in any kind of rhythmic vibration. So we'll get into pretty much. So we'll get into kind of some ways that the Cespedaeans have been able to circumvent sandworms. Those of you who also are worried about the events of Canon Dune will know that here very shortly the Harkonnens are going to take over the planet Arrakis. Maybe foreshadowing something, maybe not. We'll see. So, I'm going to go into the same order that we introduced ourselves. Let's introduce our characters. So, Nora, go ahead.
All right. My character is... I want to clarify real quick. Is it Cespedenaya or Cespedenessa?
I have Cespedenessa.
You have Cespedenessa. Okay, Cespedenessa. Yeah, so
okay.
We'll clean it up in post. We'll go in and have God.
Cespedenessa.
Chris, after the episode, we're going to run some additional lines to over. Okay, so.
Mm-hmm. I'll stick around.
Awesome. That's all I ever wanted.
A little ADR. It'll be fine.
Okay, so my character is Tempe Cespedenessa. I am the daughter of the lady of the house, is what we went with. And I forgot my mom's name.
Hala.
Hala. Hala Cespedenessa. And didn't we have a very generic father name?
Tom.
I have
Tom. Wasn't it Tom? Tom.
Hala and Tom Cespedenessa, the lady and lord of the kingdom, I guess.
And Baroness of Arrakis, the prime scribe of the Gerontic Network, Knightess of the Word, and High Bardess.
Yes.
Perfect.
All of those.
Yes.
So yes, I am. My character is essentially an absolute royal brat. Should I go through stats specifically, or just a description?
Just a description for now, I think.
Okay. Very immature, very much, do you know who my parents are, sort of character.
My father will hear about this.
Yes. Our house is known for parties, and I love that aspect, but I don't like collecting the information that comes along with having these parties. So, yeah, that's basically, well, I also have a fascination with Fabergé eggs. And that is my character in a nutshell.
I am Peter Cespedenessa, Tempe's cousin on her mother's side. My parents died in a shuttle accident, and I've been a thorn in Hala and Tom's side for years. They don't like me. They're pretty much the only ones. Everyone else loves me. I mean, what's not to love?
Werner.
All right. So I am playing. I'm playing Werner Hecatan. but in a truer sense, I'm playing Iwan Brenson, a lower working class serf, basically, who was brought to Arrakis as an infant to sort of preemptively pad the workforce so that new workers would be able to jump right into the spice harvester as older workers died off, because Arrakis is a very cheerful place. While working in the back of his spice harvester, a local lord named Werner Hecatan, a very privileged, maybe spoiled young lord from a family that's very much about vanity and appearances and having all the nicest, best things so that all the neighbors know how cool and super great they are, decided to start visiting the spice workers just out of curiosity. And it turns out that him and Iwan looked a lot alike. One day the spice harvester was attacked by a sandworm. During an accident in the back of the spice harvester, Werner was killed, and Iwan, somewhat impulsively, grabbed all of his clothes and assumed his identity. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just kind of have a panic attack and not be, immediately executed. It was an accident.
It was a plus.
I accidentally took this man's clothes. Whoops.
I accidentally stole this man's identity. Also, he's got a cool scar.
Oh, Werner.
Scars are cool.
Alex.
Yes, I am Alex Cespinessa. I am also a cousin of Tempe on father's side. I am mostly just a few years older. Recently graduated from the MECHA Military Academy. I'm a prodigy. I know how to pilot mechas, tactical prodigy. So that's I've been sort of assigned as a personal guard to Tempe. He doesn't necessarily like that, but I've been asked to look out for her and make sure she's protected. Not exactly happy about it either, because I graduated top of the class, so I should be somewhere else. Siege, but I'm here today.
It's okay. I can get you into all the parties.
Yeah, because I have to follow you everywhere. Just the way it is.
Like a puppy dog.
I do it to be annoying.
I've got an entourage.
All right. I am playing Ilyana Vance, the only child of a pair of members of the Spacing Guild. She was left for reasons unknown to her to be raised by her aunt and uncle on Arrakis. She's quick-witted, fiery-tempered, quick to anger, but loyal to a fault.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So with that, we're going to start our first episode of War of Houses. For those of you who are not familiar with the way Mecha is played, which is a substantial portion of this group, which will be fun. Though, morning we did that on purpose. I wanted to teach them at the same time you, the audience, learn. So that way we didn't gloss over any of the details of how to play the game, since it's not D20 or something like that. There are some interesting things that go into a game of Mecha, and one of them is the way structure is played. So we're going to start off. We'll have an opening scene, and that will set the stage for drama and tension and all that good stuff. We will then go around, and each person will have a scene. And in that scene, we can talk about kind of what you want to accomplish and how we're going to go about it. At the end of that scene, there will be one roll, and we'll talk about how roles work when it happens. And then once everyone has had their scene, I, as the Mecha Master, will pick a fight with the players. And we'll go to the Bullseye Battle Map, which, if you're looking on Twitch, is that lovely bullseye thing down there in the lower right-hand corner. And so we'll place our mechs, we will roll some dice, hopefully some mecha blow up, because that's, fun, and we go from there. So with that, the scene opens up on a party, because this is House Cespinessa. There we go, right? Kind of got it.
Cespinessa.
And it, Yeah, it is a standard party, which is to say it's opulent and it's extravagant, at least by Arrakis standards. So there is plenty of cool water to drink, which cost a fortune if you are on the planet Arrakis, because there ain't none here otherwise. There are light appetizers and there's music, and the house does the best they can to provide lights and decorations and that sort of thing, but it is definitely it's definitely kind of frontiersy, feeling a bit rustic at the same time. However, for those who know what this costs, House Cespinessa has spent a extravagant amount of money to make everyone feel comfortable. At this point in its history, Arrakis is a bit more of a crossroads than it might be otherwise. That is because it is widely known that House Cespinessa is favored by the Emperor. And that's how they got this house. So people want to be close to them. People want to get information from them. Everybody's having a party. Hala is sort of at the front of the gathering hall in the Great Palace in Arakeen, holding court, if you will. She's on a very fancy throne, fancy chair, kind of like a throne, talking to courtiers and those who would try to curry her favor. She is immaculately dressed, and seeing her claim to fame more than anything is that even though there is sand literally everywhere in the palace, she never seems to get any honor. She's always pristine. She's very graceful. And standing behind her and off to her left is her husband, Tom, who talks much less, but is watching everything. So, into this, our 5 characters find themselves in various states of activity. So, Nora, we're going to start with you. What is Tempe doing right now at this party?
I would say she's probably schmoozing some wealthy nobles from other houses, essentially talking it up and just trying to have fun on this wretched planet.
Is there anybody in particular that she might want to talk to? So it looks like we're going to establish a social scene. So let me take a step back real quick. So as players, everybody was given 1 point of what's called overdrive. Overdrive is the currency of the game. You use it to power your configurations, which we'll talk about when we get into combat. And you can also use it to buy extra successes on your rolls. So every scene that you can have during the free play portion of the game will fall into one of 4 categories. You can be a social scene, which means that you're interacting, you're schmoozing, you're trying to do things that generally require some sort of interaction. For that, you will roll your social roll at the end of the game, or the end of the scene. And if you get a success, you earn a point of overdrive. You can also do what's called a field ops scene, which is you're trying to do something that will give you an advantage in battle that you're going to fight here in a minute. So recon, creating some cool little gadget that's going to give you an advantage. You could even interrogate or try to ferret out information from the other side, thinking that could give you an advantage. And we'll spend those if you make a successful field ops roll, you get a point, a tactics point that will allow you to have an advantage at the start of combat. There's also repair and medic scenes to heal pilots and mecha respectively. Right now, none of those really apply since the start of the game, and fortunately, none of you have been beaten up yet. So,
the night is young.
Yeah, exactly. If I do my job, that will all change, right? So, with that said, Nora, it sounds to me like you're still going for a social scene, but ultimately the choice will be yours. So, what would Tempe be trying? What information would she be trying to get? What would her goal in this part be exactly?
I think since there hasn't been any clear established we're up against these people or anything along those lines yet. I think she's just trying to raise her standing.
Okay.
She knows that she's royalty, and wants everybody else to know that as well.
Okay, so she's going to make this about her.
Yes.
Okay, so there happens to be a house member, a younger second son, shall we say, from the Dorville's house, from House Dorville's. They're a minor house that's in the ascendancy. They've actually gotten several military contracts to help produce better ammunition and rockets. And so they're actually eating into the Ixians and House Richis, so they're finally playing with the big boys, shall we say. So one of their bratty noble people is hanging out, just diving into the food at one end of the bar. He doesn't, he just looks like he's bored and kind of boredom eating, and just looks like he's kind of a jerk. Basically, he just kind of looks like he's better than everybody else.
Okay. So I'm not interacting with him yet?
You can if you want.
Okay, so I do see him over there eating a lot of our food. Yeah. And I go over, I sort of stand next to him, but not towards him.
Okay.
And sort of like, I'm going to say I look at his plate, whatever. Does he have a plate of food, or is he just picking at it as he goes?
He's kind of because he's that kind of guy.
Okay. I sort of look over his shoulder and take the tray that he's pulling from and take one myself and then put it back and just sort of like in his face, just to kind of, I guess, assert dominance. Let's say I'm doing that. Just because I see him being a little bit rude and I wanted to not put him in his place. Oh, I guess put him in his place a little.
Fun and kind, right? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, he looks at you for a moment.
How are you enjoying the party so far?
Not as well as I was a moment ago.
That's unfortunate. We do appreciate you coming in.
Who might you be? Appreciate me.
I'm Tempe Cespedanessa, and you're in my house, as a matter of fact.
So he kind of looks at you for a minute, and recognition crosses his face. He's like, "Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I didn't. How are you this evening?"
I'm doing quite well, and you're fine. Don't worry about it. But I don't recognize you. May I ask your name?
Yes. So I'm Carter Doorwheels from the House Doorwheels. Yes. You probably are using our ammunition now. And he doesn't. I mean, I was probably too nice when I said that. He didn't make that a question. He's like, you're using my stuff.
I haven't noticed a change, but I'm sure it's doing quite well.
Really? Our ammunition is up to 50% more efficient in the field. Perhaps you don't fight? Is that possible?
I don't try to fight often, but I'll definitely keep an eye out for it when I'm on the battlefield.
All right, well, when that happens, when you choose to fight, then maybe you'll see how much better our stuff is.
I'm sure I will.
Whenever that is. Okay, so is there an outcome you'd like from this exchange?
I wanted to be antagonistic.
Okay, so I think you did that. So let's go ahead and make a roll, and let's see if you get your social point.
Okay,
and then
do I roll?
So it's your social. You will be the stat. So that's 3.
Okay, my will is 4 actually.
Rule's 4. I'm sorry, I missed off. So you will roll 4 dice.
Okay.
Target number you're looking for is your social skill or less. And if you roll a 1, it explodes. So
oh boy.
You will roll 1s until you stop rolling 1s, basically.
Okay,
and
so
we'll talk through what happened then too.
Did it work? It didn't work.
You have to put a slash. Put a slash before the roll.
Gotcha.
A 26. Oh man.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So reroll your 2 1s. You've got 2 successes so far. Only needed 1 to get your point of overdrive. But let's see if you roll 5 or 8 successes, fun things can happen.
So I just reroll 2 of them?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So 2 total successes. And so just write down that you've earned yourself a 2nd point of overdrive. He looks at you for a minute and you kind of make a face at him. Like when he was definitely trying to make you out to be a little bit of a coward. And whatever look you gave him convinced him that you may have vices, but cowardice is not one of them. And so he will know in the future that he should not necessarily take you so lightly next time. So, all right. With that, so that is the end of your scene in this episode. So now we'll go to Peter, and we will end soon. Yeah, and so Peter, you're up. What are you doing in this party?
So, how many houses are represented
There's probably
here?
12 or 13 houses.
There's a lot of people then.
Yeah, I mean the grand. Can they hear my dogs barking? Is that what you're talking about? Puppy camp? Yeah. It's funny. Some of my dogs are actually on CB pills. I always say that my dog's a pothead because of it, and I may just have to dose all of them to get them to shut up because whiskey and they're drinking.
Your dogs like to party.
It's okay, Chris. Don't worry about it. I'm just.
Well, you would think I'd have a dog fighting ring out there with the way they're barking, but I'm making any money off it. They just fight because they're stupid. I hate them. Anyway, all right. So,
he doesn't really, guys.
He dresses them up as mecha and have them fight.
Don't tempt me, man. Don't tempt me.
I
got one.
I promise you, he's had Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla in his backyard with his puppy, so it's all in fun.
That would be great. That would be awesome. All right. So, Peter, you're at this party. There are about 13 houses. This is on the bigger side for you all. Not that there was any reason that you threw a party. It's just what the house does is for parties. Okay. So this one's fairly well attended. Not for any reason that you all can determine. It was just like, oh wow, a bunch of people we kind of threw out an invite to showed up.
So what I've done basically is, because obviously her lady is over there holding court, and then I'm on the far side of the room in the shadow place with all the other black sheep. And we all just tend to congregate in this one area where I'm currently holding court.
You're holding court with the black sheep. Okay.
The dark court.
With all the black sheeps and the people who are out of favor with their families and all like the gimpy cousins and the guy whose hair isn't the right color and the one who's obviously a bastard. All those guys are my boys and gals.
Nice. Okay. So the second son from House Door Wheels storms back over to kind of where you're holding court with a plate of shrimp equivalent. And it's just kind of like, he's anger eating these things and like throwing the shells on the ground. What do you want? That's your cousin. She is terrible.
So I see you met my cousin.
And he's definitely like building himself. He's like, I told her what was what, though clearly he was pwned in the previous conversation.
Whatever did that infant do to bother you?
He was mean. But like mean, right? I mean, not like he didn't have to be like that. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I heard a rumor rolling around here that they're looking for a match for you in court, so you could be married to her one day. And then you would be my cousin, which would be excellent because you're great at a party. Look at you knock down those shrimp. I mean, those things don't stay good forever.
You two are exactly alike, aren't you? I don't even know why I came to.
Oh, I'm much meaner than she is. But you can say, because, I mean, obviously you fit right in with us. What's this dude look like, Chris?
He's, imagine he's a nobleman who has too much time on his hands. So he's like, I mean, kind of, blonde hair, blue eyes, real fit, and just look like he basically works out in the gym. That's kind of his thing. Like, I mean, he's not like, he's pretty boy though, right? It's not like he's super like ninjutsu military martial arts guy. He's just like,
so he's doing it.
Yeah, he does, the 20 30 pound curls so we can do the 16-ounce curls kind of guy, right? I mean,
move in a little closer to him and just run like take a shrimp and eat it and be like, and there are other benefits to staying on Arrakis if that's your choice. And I eat that shrimp as seductively as humanly possible.
Get it.
You can see his hands start to shake a little bit. Give me a social roll. I want to see how this goes. What stat do you think you are? You intelligence, will? I don't think agility or strength makes sense here.
Strength of
I'll use my
charisma.
This is just like, this is all fuck me eyes and good hair.
One way or another, this guy's married into the family.
So I've got a 1, a 5, and a 6. So I roll the 1 again, right?
I roll the 1 again. Yep.
Okay, so I just got the 1 success.
Okay, so you get your point of overdrive. You're successful. He's not like totally into you, but it's certainly like,
I just wanted to plant the seed.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean he's not nearly as against it as he started the conversation with. Like, he definitely still hates Tempe, but he's intrigued. I'll put it that way.
Fair enough.
All right. Didn't go the way I thought it was going to. All right.
Then we're doing our job as players.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So, Werner.
All right. So, the table where the second door wheels. Okay, so the table where the door wheels boy was just going ham on the appetizers.
Yep.
On the opposite end of that, Werner is also going ham on the appetizers. The main difference is he also has a crisp glass of water with just a little bit of condensation rolling down the side, and he is just also slamming that like it's a tall boy, and just not like ravenously, because he's still like he's still very conscious of how this looks, but he also in a way can't help himself. This is literally more food than he's ever seen.
And so before we get into this, let's establish for Chad and for everybody who's listening, how long have you been posing as someone you are not?
I have been Werner Heckaton for, let's say, a couple weeks.
Yeah,
so,
that's
yeah.
Month anniversary.
Yeah,
you're not real good at it yet.
I'm not super good at it. I'm still exploring Werner as a character. And there was a surprisingly small community theater scene back on the Spice Harvester, so I'm not super good at it. But I've had some time to sort of brush up on.
Nanny, let me tell you, that was awesome. Yeah. Not a dry eye in the place when you came out and saying tomorrow. Anyway, sorry, that was unfair.
Anyway, will come up always, forever. It never goes down.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's had some time to sort of brush up on etiquette and stuff to just stand out a little less. He's been able to kind of skate by on, like, if people are like, "Hey, Werner, you're acting strangely." He's like, "Oh, the accident. I'm all concussed." But yeah, right now he is just barely restraining, just like
he came from poverty, right? I mean, that's
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So this is not only the most food he's ever seen. This is also the fanciest, most delicious. Every shrimp is just such a nice, crisp crunch. He figured out after the first two that you're not supposed to eat the tails. He's also got a couple finger sandwiches, just sort of like in between his fingers.
You doing the underarm thing, holding some extra stuff?
Not yet.
Yeah, Chad wants to know if he's stuffing shrimp in his pockets yet.
Not shrimp. There's actually some little biscuits, little
nice.
Dessert cookies. I'm actually going to try to, because he, again, knows he's not supposed to do this. So I would like to do the equivalent of like a sleight of hand roll, so that nobody is aware that I'm stuffing food in my pockets, so I don't have to explain that later.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so no, that's awesome. So make an agility social roll, or field ops if you want to do a tactics thing in the next battle. Your call, but and then we'll play out what happens based on. Yep.
So let's see. I have 3 agility, but only 1 field ops.
Yep. So you're looking for a 1 or less.
1 or less. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and. But is if it's 3 agility, is that 3 dice? I just want to make sure before I accidentally cheat. Okay. Cool.
So your stat, whether it's your character stat, mecha stat, or link stat, is always the number of dice you roll. Skill is always your target.
Okay. Cool. All right. So let me roll 3d6. It didn't do anything. Oh no.
Oh. You have to do slash, I think, right?
You have to put the slash before roll.
Oh, okay. Slash roll.
So, sorry, chat, or anybody who's listening, we have Roll20 up in the background, and we are new to Roll20 as well.
Yeah. All right, I have a 15.
That's why we have a lot.
Okay, so
also, for those of us who are using Roll20, if you arrow up and arrow down, it'll scroll you through all the past things that you've typed, so you can just kind of so you don't have to keep typing.
That is cool. Okay.
Ooh.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay, so we're not. Good point, Cameron. We're not interested in the total of the roll. We want to know individual dice. So.
Right. Okay.
So we were looking for a 1 or less. You rolled a 6, a 3, and a 6. So that means you got 0 successes, which is more fun for me than if you'd rolled a bunch. So I love it.
You know what? It makes sense for the character. Let's do it.
So you're sitting there, and you think you're like the world's greatest magician, right? You're just like trying to sleight of hand things in your pocket. You've got this increased, like, comedically larger and larger pocket, and finally one of the house guards walks up to you and kind of shakes his head at you. You've really fallen, man. You have really fallen. And he just kind of walks off.
I'm sorry. Can I help you?
Can we help you? Do you want to bag or something? I mean...
No, I'm doing great, actually. This is incredible party. Do you guys... we're almost out of these little biscuits. Can I get some more of those?
What's a biscuit? Do you want anything else? Just biscuits?
Some more. Could I get actually another glass of water? Is that too? I'm sorry. I don't. If that's too, I don't need. I'm good. I'm good actually. No, I'm fine. Never mind. Thank you. I'm good.
You want biscuits and water? Anything else?
No. Good. Doing great. Feeling good.
The water's over there.
Excellent.
Let me see what I can do about box of biscuits. Is that what you're looking for?
They come in boxes. Yeah, of course that's perfect. That's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We'll see what we can do.
All right, great. And he just kind of turns back to the kind of scratches sort of around his eye patch and slows down a little bit. It's just like, that was a close one.
I can just imagine this, your character. The way you've described your character is very badass. So it's like, like a scar and an eye patch. Like, can I have some? Is too much water?
Am I taking too much water? Is everybody getting water? I'm sorry. I don't want to. I'm sorry.
You're turning to Tally, right? Yeah. Anyway. All right, Alex. What are you doing at this party?
All right, so I see all of these. Everyone's eating, schmoozing. Alex isn't a schmoozer. He's going to be working with the guards, and what he's trying to do. I'm doing a tactical scene, and I'm just going over the general security of what's going on because I could not be bothered by this party, to say the least. Bye.
All right. So, is there anything you're trying to get? a goal like from the role playing of the scene you're looking for?
Yeah, I guess you could say that I'm just trying to build my status up.
Okay.
You know, because I'm just out of the academy, but I feel like I should be a higher rank than I am because I'm so good at what I do. So the only way I know how to schmooze is with the people that will rank me up, so to speak.
Got it.
Not the riffraff that's stealing sand shrimp and a cake or two.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either, because I'm not paying attention to you.
Oh, perfect.
Whatever.
So after a minute, Tom walks over to you and starts talking to his generals. And just, he's clearly bored of listening to Hala Court and just needed to get away for a minute. And so he was just kind of getting general status updates. How's the shield wall? That kind of thing. And then he looks at you and, Alex, how are you finding your assignment?
I find that the assignment that was given me is beneath me, to be honest. I understand I got to start somewhere.
Is there something about my daughter that you find unimportant?
No, not in the sense that you believe, sir. I just think that there are others of station who serve you better there, and myself in other capacities.
I see. Well, there are a number of important assignments that we could find for one such as you and your talents. We have a number of garbage scows that need defending. We have inventory that has to be counted. Any of these would
I see
be
your
fit
point,
your
sir.
academy.
I understand. I will do, as always, I will live up to the honor of the house and do exactly as I need to.
All right. That's better. That's the attitude I expect out of my junior officers. Sorry, Mark. You moved yourself up too.
No. It's good. I love it. It's just I'm bristling at the junior officer.
This is amazing. I'm having so much.
God, the sass in this house is unbelievable. You could boil water on it.
Sass Vanessa.
Hey.
No.
Oh! That deserves no fucking overdrive.
I'm just trying to get a positive. I'm just trying to get the overdrive. So, anyways.
All right. So give me a roll. Let's see. Let's see how this plays out. Go and give me the roll.
What do you want me to roll? That.
I would say intelligence or will, because you're going to try to convince him that you're not saying what you just said.
All right, so I'm going to go with intelligence because that's my better one. And am I rolling field ops? Or
yeah. Or field ops or social. Depends on, I mean, you'd said field ops, so let's...
Yeah. All right, so hang on 1 second here. So I get
no problem.
Dice. I'm using my own dice roller, so I'm rolling them now. My field ops is a 3. I have a 4, a 2, a 3, and a 5, so I have 2 successes.
Okay, so you got your tactical point. Awesome. And so when he says junior officer, your face just...
it goes bland, like...
Yeah, exactly. And he looks at you for a minute. He's kind of waiting. He's like, you'll do well. Just give it time. Maybe watch what you say in front of your lord every now and then. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And with that, he kind of walks off. Back to Court. Yes. What's up, Peter?
Would you prefer us to tell you our successes alone, or do you want to hear all the dice results?
All I need.
Okay. And then if anything explodes, we'll just say, hey, I got a 1, so it's going to explode?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right. Ilyana.
So Ilyana is going to be treating this, as she does all social events, as a field ops opportunity. I'll be jotting things down in a notebook as it occurs to me. having overheard the conversation between Tempe and the second son of Dorwheels, she'll go up to him after.
Get his name? Because I came up with one I really liked, and then immediately it blew out of my head. So
Carter.
Carter. Okay. Yeah. Carter Dorwheels.
And she will actually correct him on the efficiency of their ammunition, pointing out that it was actually 47.2% more efficient, and just bore him to death with technical data.
What is with your house? What? Why are you telling? I mean, you're that upset over 8% efficiency difference? I mean, why? Why are you? Why? Why is this a deal? I don't understand. That was in character, by the way. That was at this point, Carter's completely lost it because he can't figure you guys out.
I cock my and what do you mean? I mean, when you're out in battle, every little bit helps, and for you to be going around claiming 50% and it's only 42.7%, that's just misrepresentation. I mean, don't you understand the effect that could have?
That's between life or death and a sandworm.
I don't know who's more speechless, me or Carter at this point.
I'm literally drinking vodka and water and laughing behind his back.
Somebody's cruising for a swirly.
That's
all
great.
Right, Ilyana Vance. Tomorrow, on the firing range, we will compare rockets. You with whatever ammunition you want to bring, me with House Door Wheels rockets, and we will see who's 50% or better in the efficiency. And at that, he takes his plate of shrimp, throws it on the ground, and storms out before any more of you people can bother him.
Oh, that's a bad look for House Door Wheels.
As he goes, I will eye him up and down and be like, 42%.
Oh my god!
Right, give me what role did you want to make? Social or field ops?
I think field ops.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's right. You said field ops. So give me intelligence would probably be the stat you're using.
Okay.
Firing up the numbers, and then so use that, and then give me a field ops roll and see it.
All right. So my intelligence is a 4, so that's 4 dice.
Okay, very nice.
Oh, I got a 2, a 6, a 4, and a 2.
2, a 6, a 4, and a 2. So 2 successes, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So that's enough to earn you tactical points. And given the fact that it was better than the one you needed, we'll figure out how we can make that be a little more important during the contest tomorrow. How's that? Okay, so that's the end of the episode, or sorry, the scenes that you all author. So now it's my turn to pick a fight with you. So this is basically how every episode of Mecha is going to go. So you all have had your time. It goes back to me as the GM. And so now we'll go through a little bit of setting up, and then we'll go to the battle map. Mark, you ready to set things up on the battle map?
I am.
Perfect.
I don't mind controlling it. People, what we might want to do is explain how we read the Bullseye battle map, coordinates and sector-wise.
Yeah.
So that way people can tell me where they want their mecha, and you can give me direction of where to put generic mecha that we're going to destroy.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, look, we're not quite there yet in the game, but we're very close. So, the party goes on for the rest of the night. Those of you who enjoy parties enjoy the party. Those of you who don't enjoy the parties didn't enjoy the party. But the next morning, the sun rises over the city of Arakeen, and outside of Arakeen, there is a flat expanse that is up on stone, so Mecha can walk on it without producing the seismic vibrations which attract sandworms. That's very important. It's also large enough that it can be used as a training area for Mecha combat and for vehicles and that kind of stuff to fight in conjunction with mecha. So normally, someone in the chat had asked about harvesters and that kind of thing. In the Dune world, there are carryalls which pick the harvesters up and lower them to the ground so that they can harvest sand. If this combat were taking place out in the middle of the desert, there would be carryalls, military-style carryalls, which would zoom you out to the battle, drop you into combat, and then be able to rapidly extract you if a sandworm came. They're also good for seeding seismic charges. Basically, in Dune, there's a thumper, which is exactly what you think it is. It makes a rhythmic noise to attract a sandworm. There are military-grade thumpers that the carryalls will seed a battlefield with. So hopefully the worms go attract those thumpers rather than your mecha leg thumpers. So we'll get into all of that later. So anyway, the morning dawns bright and early. Carter is out in his mecha. One thing that we want to make clear to you in the audience is that mecha is come in essentially two varieties. There are Gen 1s and Gen 2s. So Gen 1s, think of that as like stormtroopers in Star Wars, right? They are mass-produced, they're effective, but they're pretty much all the same. And so, you'll run into those. They're pretty much mass-produced. They fit into one of three categories. Then there are Gen 2s, and those are the more customized, more technologically advanced. So all of you are pilot Gen 2s. You were also very surprised to see that Carter pilots a Gen 2, because you figure he had a big old mouth and seemed like the type who would just be in some kind of rust bucket, hand-me-down kind of mecha, but life has been good for the Door Wheels recently, and they clearly have been able to afford a better ride. So when you walk out, his mecha looks a lot like the image that you see on your screen. It's very humanoid. It's very sleek, angular. It is shiny, so it's actually hard to look at with the Arrakis sun shining off of it. It's got very large shoulder missile launchers on it, and carries a single sword off of its right arm that is clearly its shield breaker that it uses to get past the shields that you are all armed with. So given that he's the only combatant in the field, so I know that Ilyana, you're obviously out there. Did anybody else come out to join the festivities this morning with Carter? Yeah,
I would be out there.
Okay,
as is my job.
Yeah.
Oh, with bated breath, man. This is. Oh wait, Alex is there. Knowing Alex is like my number 2 favorite thing to do. So yes, I am definitely
Warner was going to try to sneak in some piloting practice, which he's been doing to try to catch back up to where his previous identity was. But upon seeing that it's occupied, he's just gonna. Oh no! I just wanted to watch the thing. That's why.
Okay. I'm here. So you're outside your unit. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, it is in its flight mode, which is it just looks like an ornithopter with a bunch of stuff on the bottom of it.
Sweet. Okay. Very nice.
I would say I am there because I was antagonistic to him, and then I heard that a fight was happening, and I was like, "Oh, I'm there."
Oh yeah.
All right. Perfect. So, basically, you go out there, and he's like, "All right, advance. Pick your target, and let's do this thing. Let's shoot this out, and we'll see who's best." I don't know what your problem is, but I know I don't like you, and I'm gonna shoot better than you. So let's do this.
Well then,
he's got a way with words, doesn't he?
Real fucking charmer.
I don't like you, and you don't like me. So
I can't hear Mike. Mike, did you?
Hello.
Problem.
He's speechless.
Yep. Sorry, muted. Why don't you like me? I just pointed out that you were incorrect in your mathematical computations. I mean, there's no reason to not like me.
I mean, it kind of is. Like, am I the only one who feels anybody else not getting this?
Just start shooting!
So basically, the two of you line up your targets. You start firing. You know, your various trials. At the end of the day, the rockets were 43.9% more efficient, more than the 42, but far less than the 50%. So, like, Carter is super angry at this, and is like, his mecha is throwing a hissy fit at this point. I mean, he's just gonna stomp it around. He's like, I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, what are we gonna? I don't even know. Like, this is.
So I'm watching this.
Sucks. I'm gonna leave.
I'm watching this, and in my head, I'm just saying, "Oh, so Peter's out there flying that."
I'll have you know I'm drinking in my mecha, thank you.
Makes sense. I mean, that's fair. It's par for the course for you, but I mean, it's like a mirror image out there throwing a hissy fit.
Oh no!
So about this time, as you guys are fighting, a convoy of ornithopter, like heavy cargo ornithopters. Cameron, you want to try to describe what an ornithopter is? I mean, if not, I can try. But in Dune World, an ornithopter is
it is an aircraft, which I've seen a lot of different sort of takes on it in concept art and fan art. But essentially, they are futuristic-looking aircraft that have either bird wings or dragonfly wings. Yeah, the typical personal one is a dragonfly-looking helicopter.
Okay, so these are heavy cargo dragonfly-looking helicopters that start to come over the hill, and they're broadcasting a friendly signal, requesting permission to land outside of the shield wall as they are here on business. That's kind of what they have to say.
Gotta get this thing back inside.
Do their codes match?
It's an older code, but it checks out.
It's an old meme, but it checks out, sir.
Yeah.
When will we get to now?
I fire missiles immediately. No, I'm playing.
Thank you, Chris, for picking up on that.
Absolutely. But after a minute, they start specifically asking to speak with Carter as they have business with him. The non-military style, they all say.
So, I guess we'll give him permission, but I'm going to be wary and stand back, really leave the area.
I asked Carter if I can. Do you know these guys?
Yes.
And who are they?
Business associates.
Well, nothing wrong here.
This is why it's not up to 50%, but
always cutting corners.
They are interested in non-ammunition based business with my house, which none of you know of any non-ammunition related business with his house.
Okay.
I walk my mecha over to his mecha.
Yeah.
I kind of mecha him on the shoulder and be like, let's go see your friends. Together. All of us. In our giant robots.
I don't know that that's necessary. I believe that they've already paid for their supplies. It's in a warehouse. We're just going to walk that back, and yeah, we're good.
Alex, what do you think?
I think that we should let Carter and his associates be. I say publicly. But privately, Peter and I don't get along, but we do get each other.
You're like texting him under.
I'm like texting him, going, "Yeah, this smells like all kinds of,
I'm like zucchini donut goat."
Plan Omega.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, I mean, it's been good ammo trials. Clearly got a lot to learn. Juliana, like I'm loving the back and forth we're having right now, but I got business, and then I got a highliner I got to get to, and planets to go visit. So
basically, you got a thing with over that way.
Yeah, I got a thing with a guy at a place.
Just make sure that you take like the right amount of money and not just like 7% less, because I mean, I know math might be.
Get him. Take that, Carter.
It's always the quiet one.
What? Did we just hate him because he was a slob at the beginning? Is that like, like this guy's eating too much food? Out.
We just picked this guy, and we're all just zeroed in on him. Actually, except for me. I'm minding my own business like a good boy.
And out of character, here's the notes that I have now on Carter Dorwheels, right? So.
I mean,
you've built yourself an antagonist.
Yeah, he's our nemesis now. He's our greatest enemy.
He is now
introduce him early.
Big bad evil guy of season 1.
He stormed off and even looked at me twice, man. Fuck that guy.
Is the sort of practice area, is that kind of clear more or less?
In terms of what?
Like are there still like other mechs just kind of standing around?
Just you all.
Okay, just us.
Yeah. Essentially, there's nothing. Hold on, like I mean,
how far are we
from a mile? I mean, you can get there pretty quickly. Airkeen's not that big, at least in our world, because it has to be all protected by a shield wall, right?
Right.
But there's nothing inherently suspicious about a convoy coming in. Can you all hear me? I just heard a strange beep. Like
that was. I had to leave because when I'm listening, I do apologize. It's just whenever I'm listening to Joshua, like I see his lips move, and then like 10 seconds later, I hear his audio.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, perfect. No, as long as yeah. I mean,
we're good.
All right. So there's nothing really weird about this, right? Arakeen's really the city in the planet, but there are other settlements and there's minor colonies and stuff, and so they might come in to get supplies. So if Carter wasn't acting so weird, it probably isn't that weird of a thing. But you can get to the landing pad in a couple minutes in your mecha if you need to, because in our world the streets are large enough to be patrolled by Gen 2s if they need to.
Oh, okay. I think just for story's sake,
but not stealth, right?
Not you need a really big box.
Yeah.
Just for story's sake, Werner is going to consider just kind of taking it up and just kind of flying a few laps around the city to make sure that he can do that without dying.
Okay.
But then at the last second, I'm going to chicken out and just kind of almost sheepishly just kind of taxi it back to its hangar.
Okay, gotcha. So you actually get in your mecha now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Peter, you and Alex, Yana, are you going too? Who's going to the landing pad? Okay.
I'm not, but I'm going to keep an eye on it from afar, I guess.
From the hangar or something like that, you're going to go in. Okay. There's basically one central command area inside the castle, which the hangar would be attached to. So you can tie your systems into central command and control if you want to, kind of get an idea of what's going on. So, all right. So you guys go over to where the transaction's going down. There are some rough-looking people that are supervising the loading of several mecha-sized pallets of ammunition. Not ammunition, of pallets of boxes onto these heavy ornithopters that have landed. There's a lot of people that are standing around, and then a couple people that are basically overseeing workers at the warehouse using powered lifters to kind of carry things. I mean, like think Sigourney Weaver and Aliens kind of lifter loader thing.
Can I see this from where I am? Is my question.
I mean, probably not to that level of detail. They're right there and can kind of look in and see it.
Question: Do we? I'm not. This is where like our world and the fake world kind of like are clashing. Yeah. Do we have access to drones and stuff where we can like shoot a drone off and see like a surveillance of the area without having to stand 20-foot mech on the spot?
I don't know about a. Yeah, I mean there were. Yes, we'll say yes.
Okay.
If I'm aware that Tempe wants to be watching this, I would just stream it for her.
Okay. No, that makes complete sense.
Okay.
I'd say I shoot some sort of instant message and say, "Hey, show me what's going on." And so I'm watching.
Okay, and so there are a couple guys that keep looking at you kind of nervously, and you don't quite. You just get a bad feeling. Like there's not, Carter's very kind of moving them along, trying to get them to go fast to load things up.
Is he still in his mech?
He is still in his mech, yes.
Yeah, this is fucking normal. All right. All right. Here's what I'm going to do, Chris, if you don't mind. I'm going to climb out of my mech.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over there.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over to Carter's mech and basically bang on his leg.
Can I help you?
Yeah, man. You never got back to me last time about my proposition. I just want to talk to you for a couple minutes about it.
Is now the time for that? I mean,
you're leaving to go to 27 planets, and I never even got an answer from you. So yeah, I just want to know what's going on.
I did say that, didn't I? Yeah, I need to finish the loading of this non-military grade stuff into those non-military grade carriers. And then why don't you and I go get a spice beer and talk this out?
How about you tell me now, or I'm going to call I'm going to have my cousin's cousin call his very, very, very military people to come do a full inventory of all your non-military gear.
I don't think that's necessary. Why don't we go get that spice beer now?
I 100% agree.
Okay.
I like imagining that Carter's mech is like blasting his voice and like gesturing at the tiny person on the ground.
Date sim, start.
Yeah, the mech is face palming. He's like, okay. I mean, yeah, let's go. And he kind of like lowers his hand down to you. Like
how you win at Mecha without actual Mecha.
No, you know what? I'm gonna just get back in my mecha and we'll go to this place. I know the bartender, she and I had relations, but she always hooks me up when I go. So come on. I mean, you could come down and we could just talk like gentlemen.
He gets out of his harness, goes down the ladder. This really isn't the time.
Hey, Chris.
I mean, there's always time if you're in charge. I mean, you don't have any person here who could oversee this besides yourself?
I was gonna say before you get into the conversation, I'm sort of edging around so I can get a better view of like what they're actually loading.
So the minute one of them notices that, one of the younger guys that's there finally gets a little nervous and points at you and starts yelling. At about the same time, Carter gets down. So you and Carter see this guy like pointing at Alex, and it looks like he's got his hand in his pocket, reaching for a gun.
Who, Carter?
Oh, the kid who's pointing and yelling.
Oh,
it's the kid in a mech.
No, none of the people that are loading look like they have any mecha at all.
My head just tilts to the side, like, what the hell are you doing? Kind of motion.
Out of character, right? Can we scan these packages? Do we have the capacity for that in our mechs, or no?
Absolutely.
Can someone do that? Not me, because
I would have. I was gonna say I would have then.
Okay, so the minute you scan, I mean, it's clear that it's ammo. These are several tons of House Door Wheels rockets.
Is this legal?
I would say if I know that, I'm heading down.
Okay, so that will explain the delay. So you catch it immediately. You're waiting for Tempe. Tempe shows up at roughly the same time this guy looks and starts pointing. And about that time, the proximity alarm for the space field goes off. There's an enemy contact inbound. So now we go to the battle map.
Oh. Bum, 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 bum.
So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make a initiative roll. That's your engineering link stat against your mecha pilot skill.
Okay.
Oh boy, that's not my good one.
That is my good one.
Roll it, baby.
And these explode like any roll, right?
Every roll explodes exactly the same.
Excellent. So I have 3 successes.
I have 6, 5, 6, 2, 4.
Okay, so engineering, and the engineering is your stat. Mecha combat's your skill.
Okay.
All right, Chris,
sorry, how many successes, Peter?
I got 3
4
successes.
Okay.
I had 3 successes also.
A big whopping 0.
All right, that's okay, Tempe. And then, sorry. So, by the way, we decided that that Werner's not in the battle yet, right? He's still kind of hanging out.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of sitting in the cockpit.
Okay, so
just kind of slurping on a water bottle.
Did you make an engineering roll?
Yeah, I got 6, 5, 6, 2, and 4. So
1
success.
Yeah, because of the 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait,
all right. So
sorry.
Alex.
Whoops. What number are we comparing it to?
It's mecha combat.
Okay.
Mecha combat or less.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 7 successes then.
You got 7 successes.
Holy
Okay.
shit!
Awesome. Okay. So Yana, you got what's called a great success. Very good.
Okay.
So 5 or more successes is a great success. So on a great success, you earn a point of overdrive.
6.5 points of success.
Yeah. So So you automatically get that for use in combat. I mean, clearly you're going to go first, so that's good. 1 second, and I will finish rolling the bad guys.
Just tell me how many in sector and quadrants. I'll put them on the map.
Yep, no problem.
Are we using roll 20? Are we using roll 20 for the map?
Yeah, you'll be able to see it live once I start putting stuff on there.
Okay. So I don't need to
real quick.
Sorry.
How many dice did you roll?
5.
Awesome. You and one of the enemy units. Yikes. Yeah. You and one of the enemy units tied. So give me 1d6 and we'll roll off to see who actually got it.
Okay. 1d6. Rolling. A 6.
So you go first.
I go first. Aha. Take that.
These are 2 times and initiative roll offs one of them. So, okay, so so here's the first thing we do when we establish battlefield is we set a tactical waypoint. So, Mark, we're on the left side.
Okay.
And so we're in the bottom light blue ring.
Left side, bottom light. So that's what? Quadrant 4, sector 1?
And if
Am I reading that right?
I have a marker.
I'm looking for a token.
I'm gonna. Myself. Do we have a marker for the waypoint set up?
No, that's the one thing I don't have a good marker for. So give me a second here.
Mark?
I'll see if I make something. We'll use.
Something seems.
We'll use.
You guys hear me?
As the.
I can hear you, but
I
can
hear
Mark.
you. Yeah, can't hear.
Sorry.
I can't hear Mark.
Sorry, the stream can hear me. The push to talk, I forget. Give me a second here. So you want it? You want it? Give me. I think I know. You want it quadrant 4, sector 1. I think because it's 1, 2, 3 on the outside.
I actually need quadrant 3, sector 2. Exactly.
Right there.
So, that's perfect. So what the tactical waypoint represents is let me say that all combat in Mecha is fought on the Bullseye battle map. It is an abstract representation of space and time and distance. So we could fight a battle in outer space on the Bullseye battle map. We could fight something in a very small landing field on Bullseye battle map. So in this case, this represents essentially the landing field part of the city of Arakeen. The tactical waypoint is some sort of advantage for the battle. So if somebody starts their turn in the tactical waypoint, they win any turn but the first combat turn, right? So if you actually have to fight one round at least, or else that would be silly. So in this case, if you can secure that, you will be able to prevent harvesters or the carryalls from taking off. If they secure it, they've secured their escape route into the desert, and you won't be able to follow them, and they'll win the combat. So there's two ways to win battle. One is you eliminate all the other side. The other one is you start your turn in the tactical waypoint. Make sense? Okay.
It does
so
to me.
Mark, okay, good. So, Mark, do I have the ability to place units?
I don't think yet, but I can. We'll keep working on that. So.
Okay, so the one unit you had that looked a little different, can you place that in the same outer quadrant as the tactical waypoint?
Like there?
But put us in the very, very end ring.
Oh, okay. Hang on just a second. The problem is that my push to talk is backspace, which deletes things when I click on it.
Oh no.
So it's a little touch and go. So where did you want it? The quadrant 3 sector.
On the outer ring. Yeah, basically right where that was before it disappeared. That was exactly where I needed it.
There we go.
And then the other,
look at that,
nice. Other two units, can you put them in the same ring on the other quadrant? It's a quadrant.
Give me a quadrant number, because I know it's top right is 1,
So
2, 3, 4.
Quadrant 4, sector 3. Quadrant 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need them exactly opposite of where they are.
Oh man. Look at these beefcakes.
We're gonna have to go over the numbering sequence again because I think I got it reversed, but that's okay.
Fine, that'll work. It actually works well for this combat. So, if you are a player character, I need you to deploy in the top half of the Bullseye battle map.
Okay.
So real quick, Chris, top half, left side. What number is that from a quadrant perspective?
Top half left side. That's 1.
And that's 2.
2.
3, or is
4.
that 4? So it goes 1, 2. So it crosses over for 3 and 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Okay. So we need to be in either quadrant 1 or quadrant 2. Nora, where do you want to be? And it counts from the inside out, 1, 2, 3.
All right, I'll say I'm in quadrant 1, 3. Or 1, sector 3. Whatever it's called. We got it right up there.
For tonight, you are yellow.
Okay. I'm a bus.
Yes, we're getting better art guides. So, Josh, where are you starting? 1 or 2, and which sector?
So the same quadrant as Nora. 1 ring in, so I guess that would be quadrant 2.
Everybody needs to be on the same side, on the outside of the ring right now. So you're picking quadrant 1 or 2 right now.
Oh, okay, my bad. Then yeah, I'll be next to Nora.
Hanging out.
All right, Cameron, where do you want to be? 1 or 2?
I'll be in quadrant 2.
And because of what we established in the story, Cameron, why don't you take 1 round out? Because you were sitting in the hangar.
Yeah.
That's what we established.
I'm making my way out.
Mike,
there.
where are you?
Exactly.
Put me in quadrant 1.
Forget it. This is working.
I'm gonna be in quadrant 2 because I came over to look at their crap.
Exactly. That 100%. Love it. Okay, so what this represents is
use a tactical point before we begin.
You can, but let me explain what you're up against before you do so. So the mecha in quadrant 3 by itself that is the unit that tripped the proximity alarms. It is a older looking Gen 1 mecha that looks basically like something that raiders or smugglers or other organized yet desperate military forces would use. So that's a mecha unit. It is not an enemy ace. So if I roll 5 successes, I don't actually earn overdrive for it. I just have to use my GM pool of overdrive. The other ones, the ones with the big guns on their shoulders, those are mook units, and so they work differently than mecha. Essentially, they're what we call 3-die mooks. They roll 3s for everything, to hit, to shoot, to defend, and so they essentially have 5 hit points is the way that works. And once they reach their 5th hit point, they're just dead. So these are basically once the mecha showed up, these are the loaders that grabbed firearms and other anti-mecha looking personal weapons and are going to try to shoot you all down.
Oh, okay.
Any questions?
I'm going to shoot you down. Nope.
Okay. So those of you who have a technical point can now use them. They can be used, or we can save them for another battle, but you can trade 1 tactical point to move a unit or to move the waypoint 1 movement point per point. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I could spend my tactical point and move the tactical to
nowhere.
Right there. That's 1 move, 1 point, correct, Chris? Or does that count as 2?
And so to calculate movement points, to cross a curved line costs 1 movement point. To cross a straight line costs 2. So to go from sector to sector, 1 movement point. To go from quadrant to quadrant costs 2.
Okay, so I will use my tactical point that I earned to move it to here.
Makes sense.
We used the force.
And
all right, are we ready for combat?
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right, I love it. So the first person to act, surprisingly, is Ilyana with 7 successes on her engineering roll. So, Ilyana, you wanna go?
Yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing, but
perfect. So I guess I could explain the rest of combat, and that would make probably a lot more sense. So let's start there. Every turn you get one move roll and one shoot.
okay.
One action. Shoot. I speak good. And so that's considered a full combat action. Is one one movement roll, one action. And so traditionally you're going to shoot, but there are other things you can do for actions like get out of your mecha or do that kind of thing. So to move, you roll a movement roll. The number of successes that you earn is the number of movement points you get to spend on the battle map. You shoot one weapon at a time. Every weapon has an optimal range. So if your target is at optimal range, you roll your complete complement of attack dice. For every movement point you're off your optimal range, you roll one less. So if you have an optimal range of 4, you're shooting something 2 away, you roll in 2 less dice.
Okay. And are those squares?
Ignore the squares. The only thing that matter are basically the curvy lines. The squares are just there as artifacts of roll 20.
So, Chris, we only get to roll our full complement if we are exactly the distance away?
Correct.
So if someone is 1 closer, like if I have a range of 2 and someone's at 1, that's still -1 dice, right?
Correct. Because the weapon is optimized to shoot at its optimal range. I mean, that's
okay.
Give LRMs and battle tech.
May I ask, how far are those mooks from us right now?
Okay,
2?
So they are 2 away, right? So because they cross a straight line.
Okay.
And
my brain's gonna have to wrap around that.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't they be 4 from Tempe because they cross a curved line, a straight line, and then a curved line?
No, because the outside.
You always count the shortest distance. And you can go outside the circle. Yep.
My bad.
No, it's perfectly. Please,
but it's a great question for the audience
at
home.
So they're 2 away, or 0 if you're actually in the same sector. And so the funny thing is the enemy Gen 1 unit is 2 away from half of you and like 6 away from the rest. So the abstract distances get fun after a while. Trying to think. The other thing, if you choose not to move, you can strafe, which is the second hardest rule to understand in Mecha. So I will describe it, and no one will understand it. And the first time somebody wants to do it, we'll do it again, and no one will still understand it, and we'll go from there. So if you want to, Mark, you've played the game enough. I hope you understand it. It would be really impressive if you can tell me the rules for using your mecha to shield another target from doing damage, because that's the one that makes no sense.
No, I don't. I'd rather
Cameron,
not.
That's exactly the right face to make. Exactly the one you're making right there. So, yeah, I mean, basically, mecha. The idea was math is hard and math isn't fun, but I had to come up with the rules for if you wanted to sacrifice yourself and go. Yeah, it's tough.
And then math became hard.
So if you want to strafe, it is a movement roll. For every success you earn, you get a pool of dice.
Excuse me.
Until the next round. So if you roll 3 successes, you have 3 dice you can spend on defense rolls anytime you want in a use it or lose it basis, right? So you roll 3 successes, you get 3 dice. You're shot at once, you can roll 2 dice. That gives you, then you just have 1 die in your pool. You get shot again, you can roll your 3rd dice, and then it's out. So that is a lot of times people will try to get into tactical waypoint area and then strafe. And it's a perfectly valid thing to do. You cannot strafe with dice that are left over for movement. So if you roll 6 movement points and need to move 1 sector, get a point of overdrive, but you don't get any other benefit from that. The other rule that we need to talk about is knockback, because knockback is stupid important. So when you make a successful attack roll, the number of successes that you win by generates knockback on a 1 movement point per success basis. So you roll 5 successes to hit, I roll 2 successes to defend, that's 3 bonus points. You get to move me 3 movement points in any direction you want, except off the map. Right, so you can knock me to the end, but basically what will happen is you will try. One of us, either me as the GM or you as the players, will occupy that tactical waypoint, and then all of a sudden it becomes a free for all on that person. And so the idea will be to generate knockback to get them off that square. Make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Hey Chris, shooting into the bullseye, is that a 1 penalty or a 2 penalty? So if a bad guy's in the bullseye, is shooting into the bullseye from any quadrant or any sector rather, is that a 1 penalty or a 2 penalty?
So,
is that okay?
So if you're standing in the waypoint and somebody's standing in the bullseye, that's one. You're 1 away.
Okay.
So the other thing to talk about real quick, we overdrive for MECHA have configurations, which are special technologies that allow you to break the rules, do cool things. It costs a point of overdrive to activate your configuration. If I remember correctly, Cameron, you have Transformer, right?
I do.
Okay, so the thing you have to remember Transformer is it costs 1 to activate Transformer.
And then 1 to activate the new thing.
Exactly, and that's
I did my homework.
Well, if not, it would be like way overpowered, right? If you're just like, So, that's important to note. And then you can also buy additional successes with your overdrive points. So that can be done at any point in time. As you know, basically as a matter of course, you don't ever want to. Some players, when they first start off, are like, I want to spend 5 points of overdrive in a roll. I'm like, no, you don't. Roll your dice first, figure out how many successes you earn, figure out how many you need, and then we can actually get into what I was calling overdrive bidding war, where you can spend a point of overdrive, I can answer. You can spend a point of overdrive, I can answer, until one of us decides it's not worth it anymore. Or you can be an overdrive bully, and I know you've got 3. I'm going to bid you up with my 4, or whatever. You know, that happens. It's part of the metagame aspect of this.
But it does deplete the GMs. It does deplete the GM's overdrive for the next person.
Again? I start off with 1 fewer than the number of players in the game, so 4. And I start every session with that many. You all don't. You will carry over what you earn through play. But I have to have an enemy ace to earn overdrive. And right now, I have no way to replenish overdrive.
Is Carter not? Now. Carter's not in this yet.
Oh, that's a good point. Carter needs to deploy.
I thought that was Carter in the lower left-hand corner.
No, that's an enemy Gen 1 that showed up.
Okay.
So, guy.
Just a dude.
Yeah. And Carter would be right next to me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he'd be over there with the mooks.
No, he'd be over here with us.
Oh yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Is he
a good guy or a bad guy? Is this the time? Is it meta to ask that?
Are you Romeo and Julieting us?
It was my intent that he would be morally ambiguous good guy for this combat. So
okay.
All right. So Mark, if you can deploy,
damn it,
deploy Carter there, and
where do you want him?
Josh, you want to roll for Carter?
Oh, sure, yeah. What do I roll?
Where do you want him again, Chris?
I'll put him in 1-1-3. And so He's a 7-7-3-3. 7 attack, 7 defense, 3 engineering, 3 movement.
All right. Assuming his mech skill is 3, he gets 1 success.
1 success?
Yep.
Okay. And so I'll have him go after Werner after Werner before the Gen 1. That makes sense.
Okay.
And so, with that said, now, you have a thought on what you want to do now?
So, if I were to move to the inner ring, I would then be 3 away from the mechs over here, correct?
You would be 1, 2, 3. If you move to the middle, the bullseye, it would be 3 away. Yeah, you would be 3 away from both the Gen 1 and the MOOCs.
So, real quick, you can hold down click and it will draw a little circle where you click, like that.
Okay, so, you have to hold it down. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. So, if you're where I'm clicking right now, that green circle, you would be 3 away from either target.
Okay, if I wanted to be 4 away, I would have to be here.
Here, be here,
or here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me try to move to the tactical.
Yeah, because it'd be 1, 2 across that line, and then 3, and then 4.
So before you move there, how many movement points? Make a movement roll. Let's see how many movement points you actually get.
All right. So I have a movement of 6. So I'm rolling 6 dice
against your mecha combat skill.
Mecha combat 3. So 1s explode. So I got 1.
Okay, so that can put you 1 away from the tactical waypoint. If you want to spend a point of overdrive, that would give you your 2nd success and get you into the tactical waypoint if that's where you want to be.
Let's do that.
Okay, perfect. And I guess we're doing honor drive or overdrive on the honor system. So.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, do we start with any? I did earn 1, but did we start with any?
1? Everybody starts with 1. Yeah.
Okay. Start. Okay, so I'll use the one that I just earned, and okay, so I'm there.
Okay. So now choose one weapon that you want to shoot.
All right.
Any configurations if you can do that. Okay.
It's the Sonic Howitzer, which is at a 4.
Okay.
And
man, that's a name.
I will target this guy right here.
Go for it. So you make your attack roll. I'll make my defense roll then, and then ties go to the defender.
All right, so I got a 4, 2, 4.
It's 1 success.
Yep.
So he got 3 successes.
Oh.
So that was not a successful attack.
Okay.
Well, hey, did you re-roll your 1, dude?
This is the second one. It's further down.
Yeah, it was a 4, 2, 4. So.
Okay.
4, 2, 4. Yep. So, nope. This is pretty much Oleana's thing. Like, she's all eager, but attack-wise, she is not very good at it.
Oh no! Now what?
Let's see. Okay, here we go. I actually have dice, so I'm going to roll those. All right, so that was Liliana. The next one is Peter.
So I can attack and then move, yeah?
Yeah.
And so the guys, the mooks on the right hand side in the upper sector, they're 2 away from me, correct?
Yes. Yep.
All right, cool. So then I'm gonna pop my miniguns out of my forearm housings, and they're gonna get some particle bliss.
Particle bliss. All right.
Ooh.
So that is 2, 4.
Okay, and I lied earlier when I said Mook's got a defense roll. They just are there to suck a damage. So they take 4 damage, and yeah, that's it. So that particular Mook group that you hit only has 1 hit point left. So that was Doesn't affect you.
And then I'm gonna roll a movement roll. I got 1, 2, 3. Holy shit! I'm on fucking fire. Sorry, I'm on flippin' fire.
Yeah.
So I got 6 movement points, but I don't have to use them all, right?
Great success. You get a point overdrive, and you basically can cross the entire map with that roll. But I'm assuming that's not what you're going to do.
Anywhere you want.
I'm just gonna join. How do I do this? Yeah, I'm gonna join Ileana on the tactical waypoint.
Sense.
Damn straight.
And then I'm gonna hold.
Okay, Alex, you're up.
All right, I'm going to do an attack on these because they're right near me. I'm going to use my knuckles. Judo jab, punchy punch.
Okay. Judo jab, punchy punch.
So are you making a physical attack, or are you actually using a weapon, Mark?
It's an actual 0 weapon.
Okay, perfect.
It's called knuckles, but it's a weapon that's designed to be like a punchy punch, but it's built into the mecha.
Falcon punch.
Let me see here. Hang on, let me see here. I've got attack of 7, so let me roll those.
Super knuckle punch.
I have.
Get it.
That's 3 successes. I get because I got a 1, 2, 3, and then a 4, 5, 6, 5, and 6. So 1, 2, and 3 are 3 successes. So let me re-roll the 1.
Yep.
It is a 3, so I got 4 successes.
Okay, so you squash. So basically, what happens is you guys are murdered. So basically, Josh opens up with his arm cannon, and like all these loaders that thought they had a really good bead on you all, just get wiped out. Like there's body parts flying, and there's gore, and it's pretty nasty. And then Mark jumps in and like superhero land, fist pump right into that poor guy that was pointing at him, and he just and it's a whirling dervish of chaos. So yeah, definitely knock out one of the mook units. It's gone.
But the damage doesn't carry over to the other one.
It does actually. You're good.
Mooks are just representation.
So they're going to hold ground and get squished. Yeah.
All right, so let me roll my movement.
Falcon paw.
I'm actually going to strafe on this one. I'm not actually moving.
Really? Okay.
I mean, my movement's 4, so I don't really have... And I see there's 2 people on the tactical waypoint, so I'm good.
Yeah, you should be.
2 successes, so I have 2 dice in case somebody shoots at me.
Who is the... So that mook unit, can you delete that one, Mark?
I did. There should be only 1 mook unit left. Because there were 2, and you said that...
No, I have to stop doing this because it's just too much fun to make that little circle go...
Because there were 2, and because mooks have 5 hit points.
Who's the other unit that's in that sector with...
So this is Werner.
Mark?
The green
one? This is me.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And then this is a mook. The other
That's Werner,
so,
isn't it?
This is
Werner. So the mooks go next, and they take one look at the giant judo knuckle puncher in their midst and decide that they need to kill that. So, yep, 1, 2. So I got 2 successes on an attack roll. Mark, do you want to make a defense roll?
I will.
Please.
Just 1 second. 5. So you said you had 2 successes?
2 successes. So the other thing that I kind of thought was going to happen with Mark's
I have 2 successes.
All right, so we tied.
Ties go to defender.
Ties, yeah, I am aware. All right. So normally would say, given the state of the game, you might need this round to actually get to the battlefield, but this battle's going to go quick. So if you want to go ahead and take a turn, just so you can take a turn, I'm okay with it. Yeah, they're about to die. So go ahead and if you want to, go ahead and take a combat round.
Okay. Let me see. Has anyone picked on this drink of water over here? This guy in Sector 3?
Yeah. Ilyana took a shot. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we took a shot at him, but he's still there.
Yeah, he basically took a blast to the face and went, and then.
So one thing I forgot to mention: when you are computing distance, you can't cross 2 successive quadrant boundaries without crossing a sector first. And it's a weird rule that will only come up with exactly what I'm afraid Cameron's going to try, which is he's probably thinking he is 4 away from the bad guy. But
that is what I was thinking. Yeah.
So here's one of the weird parts. You can move 2 and be 2 away, but if you stay where you are, you can't cross into 4 and then into 3. You'd have to go from like 4, cross the sector, cross into 3, and then cross another sector. Make sense?
Because of the can't cross 2 straight lines, you're actually 6. You're actually considered 6 away.
You're 6 away right now. So basically, you can't go from here to here. Like you could move here and then shoot in here, but if you're calculating range, you can't go here to here. You have to go here, 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 or go here, here, here.
I see.
Right? Does that make? Yeah, it's basically. Yeah, it's basically there to prevent you doing exactly what you wanted to do, which makes complete tactical sense, but
just
really
scream right into him.
Exactly. But like I said, you can move 2 and then shoot and you'll be range 2. So, or you can, step up and be 2 and be 4 away if you want, and it doesn't make any difference. So hopefully that makes some amount of sense.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I know what I'm gonna do. All right. So Werner sees this as an opportunity.
All right.
Because if he can make himself important in any way to Cesspit and Nessa beyond the quote-unquote auditing that Werner was originally sent here to do, then he can maybe get off Arrakis before he dies. And that's the dream, isn't it? So I see that fella down there. I am going to make my way over to him. I'm going to cross 2 sectors and then I'll...
So you're going to be here where I'm clicking?
Do that.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Okay. So let me roll my movement, correct? Okay. I've got 6 to move.
6?
Yeah.
Really? Did you roll 6 successes?
Oh, no, sorry. I've got 6 d6s that I need to roll.
Okay, that makes
yeah. Oh, I did get 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Reroll your 1.
Oh, reroll my 1. All right. And at this point, I am crossing the battlefield still in flight mode.
That's 5 successes. Hold again.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, so 6 total successes.
So that's 6 total. Would that put me like right up next to him?
You could be 0 away if you wanted to, right?
Oh yeah, I want to do that.
You can do that.
Yep, there you go.
We're sitting here. We see some fighting, and then we see him.
Yeah, I because I think about Werner. You may guess this, seeing as how he took the clothes off of a dead man without thinking to himself, maybe this isn't a great idea. He's a little impulsive, and so the mech I'm flying, this G2, is an experimental unit, and one of the big visual distinctors between a regular ornithopter is that, as opposed to the sort of insect wings, this has got big, glorious vulture hawk wings.
Nice.
and two big old jet boosters in the back. So it flies less like a bird and more like the Falcon from Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I just sort of point my nose at this guy to sort of get a clear line, and then just floor it. So I just scream past everything else that's happening, and I managed to, sort of struggling against the sheer acceleration that's kind of pushed me back into the command cradle, the sort of chair that's kind of wrapping itself around me as I get pushed back into it. I do manage to ease off the throttle and hit a big red button, which accidentally deploys the air brakes. And then I hit the button that I meant to hit, the big blue button, which unfolds this big black bird into a skinny big man. And I'm going to deploy my piercing spiral, a rapier with a sort of a drill blade.
Nice.
And I'm going to just kind of use the momentum I've built up getting over here to just kind of stab that right into this guy.
Is that your shield breaker?
That is my shield breaker.
Okay. So, as opposed to normal mecha rules where a hit is always 1 point of damage, we're going to have shield breakers to be Dune, and that will actually cause 2 points of damage on a successful hit. So, unless you have, Ripper?
In which case it gets a little absurd.
That's the one that does extra internal damage?
Yeah, so that's 3 points in that case. Yeah, there's one that's -1 on a stability roll, and then there's one that's +1 damage, and I wrote the game and my brain is melting out of my ears, and I don't remember which one is which. So anyway, so if you had that, it'd be an extra point of damage. So hit him with a shield breaker, make a successful attack roll if you can.
All right, here we go. This is my other big stat.
I like it.
It's another. Okay, 2 successes. Do I re-roll both of these?
You do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, there's 2 successes. I got cocky.
Right, 2 successes against 2 successes. So,
it seems we are evenly matched. I accidentally say into an open comm frequency.
As little pieces of this thing are falling off, and it's just looking way worse for wear. But yeah, evenly matched. All right. So, Josh, if you want to move Carter, tis go.
All right. So then, is Carter the yellow one or is he the white one?
I'm the yellow one.
Okay. So then, Carter doesn't know what to do because this is all very sudden for him. So he's going to make a movement roll. His movement is 3. He rolls a 1. So he's going to cross over to this area here.
Okay.
I don't know how to move him. Is that how you move him? Thank you. Sorry, I'm still learning this bit too.
I'm driving and moving. You just tell me where to go.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. And then he is going to shoot at these mooks over here.
Okay. 3 away at that point.
Does he have a weapon that covers that without penalty?
He'll have a 0, a 1, and a 3.
All right. And he rolls 7, correct?
Yep. It's like a mini missile spread. He's just going to, with his 43.9% efficient missiles.
So he got 5 successes.
That's a point of overdrive for him. Track that separately. Against the mooks, you shot at the mooks. They're like triple dead at that point. Then I mean, they're just yeah. It's
goodbye.
Bye.
And you hear him like crying because he doesn't. He just killed his customers, and he's not entirely sure why. All right, so
Dad's gonna be so mad at me.
I needed you guys. All right, so the last person to go in this round, no, second to last is our friend here. So I'm gonna roll terribly. I'm gonna roll absolutely terribly.
Oh, thank God.
And you're dead.
So, Mark, can you move the Gen 1 into the same sector as Tempe, please?
Get back here. Hey.
So
you yet?
It's going to shoot into. All right, so 1, 2, 3 is going to shoot at whoever the blue and red unit is. 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to shoot at the red.
I'm the red one, I think.
I'm the blue and red one.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 successes and an attack roll against you.
Wow. So I just roll my defense? Huh? I roll my defense, yeah?
Yep.
All right. Oof. I only have 2 successes.
Okay.
But one of them is a 1.
Roll it again.
Oh, that's a 1. So 3 successes total.
Okay. So that's a successful hit. It does a point of damage to you. You don't have to make a stability roll because of the rules we're playing on. Normally you would. Stability rolls the other time you want to roll high because you want to roll above the number of hits you've taken, or else you were out the fight. Don't need to. No,
do I roll one or do I not roll one?
Dune Shield rules.
Okay.
Not. So, and I don't know if you were here for that. I think it may have been Reynolds night. Totally fine. Mark, please move Josh into Quadrant 4, Sector 2. Yeah. Basically move him here, please. All right, 1. Because I beat you by 3, or 2 successes.
Yes.
Okay.
Send it flying.
And that's
I have a rules question.
Please.
So if I have overdrive, do I have to use it on my turn, or can I use that whenever?
You have to use it on your rolls. You can't give it to somebody else without a configuration that allows you to do so.
Okay, well, because I have analyzer, so.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you have to use it on your turn.
Okay, so. Okay, so it's not an interrupt.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, good question though. Good question. Thanks for clarifying that. Tempe's the last one to go, and unless you decide to knock Mike out of the waypoint, you all will win this round.
Okay. I still want to have my fun. So I when he was in the previous spot, he was 2 away. If I were to move here, would that make him 3 away? Like if he was here and I was here, that would be 2 across the line and then 1 down. That would have been 3.
I think so.
Okay.
So right now you're 1 away.
I am in the same spot. I'm 0.
Oh, you're right. As the Gen. Yeah. Gen 1. So I got Carter and Gen 1 confused. So if you move here, you're 1 away. 2, that's 2 away. 3 away. That's 2 away.
Okay. I guess first off, I'm gonna move.
You move roll.
My movement roll, I have 8 in that stat, so I'd roll 8 of them.
Roll a dice, yeah.
Wow. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then with 2 more. And then
1, 2, 3, 4 with 2 rerolls.
5 with 1 more reroll.
So great success. Make sure you get a point of overdrive.
That's a good rule. I like that rule.
3. So I have that's 6 successes.
Remember, you carry over your overdrive to the next game. So.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Absolutely.
6 successes.
Okay, so
you can go wherever you want to.
Yeah, pretty much. The world is your oyster.
I am going to fly away. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would put me right there. Would put me 4 away from where I am currently.
Excuse me.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to do that and use my sniper rifle arm. Essentially, what you see. So to explain my mech a little bit to people who haven't heard, I am essentially a giant Fabergé egg on a gyroscope, with all of my limbs sort of like that swing around on that same outer ring. So the legs kind of sit at the bottom with the arms to the sides when standing normally. But basically, to move, the arms kind of go out and roll. And so I'm like a spike ball rolling in the sand.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And so that's why my movement is 8. So I go all the way to the other side of the map, and then one arm, kind of like as it's going up, slides up into a sniper rifle arm, and I shoot at him with my 8 attack as well.
Very nice. Poor guy.
That's all I'm good at.
Let's
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 with 3 rerolls.
Do it.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
Do it.
Let's go. Cutscene.
1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's great.
You're gonna kill him too good at this point.
With 2 more. So 6. Another great success.
Yep, great success. All right. So poor Gen 1, who's definitely seen better days. 4. With 1 reroll. Nope. Just 4. All right. So you beat him by 2. So he takes a point of damage. Your shot, hits a shield, starts to flicker. More pieces fall off of him, and you can move him up to 2. You don't have to.
I'm moving him back to where he was,
okay,
if possible.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, come back over here.
Yeah.
with me, your friend.
And I yell over to Carter and say, "Am I that bad at shooting?"
It's because you're not using door wheel ammunition.
Yeah. I like that we still take some time to burn Carter real quick.
I think she proves she shoots as good as he eats shrimp. So
you gotta drag his ass a little bit before the night's over.
Just a little, yeah.
All right. So that everyone's gone, right? We good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So
and this
we
will get
come
faster.
up to the start of the next round. Ilyana, you're in the same sector as the tactical waypoint, right? I've got that.
Correct.
Okay, well, in that case, your side wins the round. You were able to cut off these raiders' retreat.
Hooray!
Sure enough, their carryalls are full of ammunition, and they're inside the markings of a raider group that has been troubling you all for some time. So, and so we will find out what happens to Carter and the rest of the team in our next episode. And I think that given the fact it is midnight 30 on the East Coast for some of our East Coast friends, it's probably a good place to call it for the night. We would have loved to get through 2 episodes tonight. We were learning the game and maybe a few technical problems that Nora, caused us. Getting there. Yeah.
Overall, I think it was a successful episode 1, though.
Yeah, and now we know what we're doing, more or less.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, more or less.
Well, let's not get cocky.
But yeah, so that's basically how it's going to go. Each one of those times around, it consists of an episode. So we usually, once we find our pace, we'll be able to get through one of those an hour, probably. Yeah, and that's basically how it works in con games. Is in a 4-hour slot, I try to get it. I expect 3 episodes because the first one, it feels like I have to explain a lot of rules, but that's it. There's no more rules to describe.
That's all. That's all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, chat, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Any questions from chat before we go offline?
AMA. Now's your chance.
Yep.
Hit me.
I did forget to put my Twitter handle when I was introducing myself at the beginning. So if you want to hear what I think about what Amy Jo Johnson's up to these days, you can follow me at SmallerHands on Twitter.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. Everyone, thanks for playing. That was good. That was really good. I feel like we planted a lot of seeds for the future, and we blew up a mecha, or we damaged a mecha and captured it. So that's always fun. Yeah. And not much more than we could hope for in a night of role playing. So.
And I crossed the whole map, even though I wasn't supposed to.
All right. Well, I am going to then call us out. So we're gonna get out of here. We'll be back next Wednesday, 9 o'clock Central. Hopefully.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching.
So
I'm going to
your friends.
this out. Thanks for watching.